Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will talk about what to pay attention to when planting garlic in a pot, why the garlic you plant at home rots, what the intricacies of this process are, and we will also learn how to harvest when the time comes, instead of just using the green stems of the garlic we have planted. The best times for planting garlic in general are mid-autumn or early spring. Most importantly, garlic needs a lot of sunlight. Here, we will perform our planting process inside a 10-liter plastic bottle because we need deep soil. Approximately a hand's breadth is sufficient for us. So we will cut the plastic bottle from here. Actually, most of us have tried planting garlic. Just as onions sprout, we apply the same method to garlic. But while doing this process, most of us don't consider in which climate garlic grows. We never think about under what conditions it develops better. There are many misconceptions about this topic. For example, areas with high heat or humidity or places that receive a lot of rainfall are not suitable for growing garlic. So, it should receive sunlight all day and be watered very little. Otherwise, the garlic will rot. We need to prepare drainage holes at the bottom of the plastic bottle, which will serve as our pot. Otherwise, the soil will remain too moist and the garlic will rot again. So, we will water it sparingly, but during this watering period, the water we pour needs to leave the soil through these holes. Our viewers probably know, but let me tell you how I made those screwdriver holes at the back of the plastic bottle. First, I heat the screwdriver on the stove. After that, we can easily make these holes at the back of the plastic bottle. So, what should the garlic we plant be like? Firstly, the garlic we are going to plant should have fresh and large cloves. Having large cloves also increases the quality of the product you will get. I am currently taking out a dry garlic, but the reason I use this is as follows. Look, if you noticed, it has sprouts. If at your home you have some slightly sprouted garlic, you can use that too. Choosing the garlic you will plant in this way is very important. We do not separate the skins. We specifically plant the sprouted ones. Do not plant garlic that is dried out or rotten in the soil, because nothing will grow from it. And we especially choose the large cloves. Look, this one is also sprouted. We will use this one too. Now, let's move on to our fresh garlic. It's already evident from its green stems. It's not completely dried. Look, I will use almost every clove that comes to my hand here, because this is the garlic that should actually be planted. It's the fresh living garlic. And of course, it doesn't separate easily like the other dry garlic. Now, do not damage the roots where the garlic cloves are attached, because if the root is damaged, it may not grow. Therefore, you need to remove it carefully from its place. As I mentioned earlier, we want to select the larger ones. Why? If you plant small ones, small-headed garlic will be produced. That is, the large-headed garlic under the soil will be smaller. That's why we choose the large ones. Look, I'm not breaking its root here. We'll plant it with the... Yes, we have put the soil in our pot. The soil needs to be well crumbled. Sandy soil is the best. The soil should be loose. That is, when you squeeze it, it shouldn't solidify. As you can see, it should be loose soil so that the bulb heads can develop better and more comfortably below. Clay-based soil is not suitable for garlic. I especially want to mention this. Now let's start planting our garlic. We will plant them with the roots down and the pointed ends or sprouts facing up. They need to be about 5 centimeters deep in the soil. Here, I'm planting them so that only the sprouts remain outside. As you can see, because I will add more compost and soil on top, the spacing should be 20 centimeters, but our area is very small. Unfortunately, I will do it this way here. So, by estimating, I will leave as much space between them in order as the bulb heads can grow at the bottom. Right now, I am planting the fresh or rather wet ones in a circle around it. I am planting the garlic. There is no need to make a hole. When I press directly, the soil is already soft. Since it's not compact soil, do not use flower soil or similar from the market. Absolutely not. So use garden soil. It's better after the planting process of these garlics is finished, we will cover them with mulch. For this, you can use dry leaves, grass, straw, or compost. So what is the purpose of doing this? To ensure the roots of the newly planted garlic develop, it needs to be kept moist. As I mentioned earlier, I want to repeat this important point. You shouldn't overwater. When it comes to garlic, so not like growing other plants, there's no need to water garlic. Garlic hates wet soil. So for the garlic we have planted to mature, it needs warm. And they need dry air. When I say they need warm and dry air, I don't mean leave them completely dry. Water them once a week in warm weather. Use a small amount of water. As I mentioned earlier, now we need to cover the garlic with something so that the garlic can sprout and stay moist. What were these? We could use leaves. It could be grass. It could be straw or compost. Could be prepared and spread over it. So what am I going to do here? I add the onion juice I prepared into the mixture of egg, banana and tea leaves in the same way. I will make such a mixture and cover the soil with it. With this boiled onion juice, egg, banana and tea leaves, we are also providing fertilizer supplementation to our garlic. So how did we make these mixtures? To prepare the onion juice, put 2 to 3 eggs into 1 liter of water. Add a cupful of onion peels and boil for about 5-6 minutes. We pass this boiled water through a strainer. Then we pour this strained onion juice carefully into a jar of about 1 liter. This liquid will sit in the jar for 2 days. So, after we prepare this liquid, into which mixture did we pour it? In this mixture, there is only coffee grounds here. We do not use the coffee grounds. I have also published this triple, even quadruple mixture on my channel. You can see the link above as a natural fertilizer. You can also use this for your other plants because its preparation is very simple and it's an effective fertilizer. We also use this for our garlic. Normally, you put a small amount of water into these mixtures, about a bowl's worth. And you can use it in a 20 by 20 pot. You can use it as a natural fertilizer. And it has many benefits. Now, we will cover the garlic we have planted with these. At the same time, we are also wetting all the soil so that the water can completely drain from the drainage holes below. In this video, I will explain everything to you up to the final preparation, but I will not be able to show you the germination time because we already started late. I mean, if I had published this a week later, then you would also have done the germination late. But on my Instagram account, which you can see below, I publish all my work and results in the form of videos and photos. I will also publish the development of these garlics there in small video clips. Yes, on top of this compost. We cover it with soil again, so it doesn't lose its moisture. Look, I won't water this for about maybe 1.5. I won't water it for a week. I definitely won't water it. I also want to say this. When this garlic develops, once the green stems start to grow, they are already edible. But what is your goal? If your aim is to harvest the garlic developing underground, be careful when pulling the green stems. Do not damage the garlic heads underground. Perform this process by cutting the green stem, not by pulling it. This is where the advantage of what they call drainage comes in. Completely drain the water we poured from the bottom. Now, I'm giving an example for very hot environments. For Antalya, since we will leave this under the sun, the soil might burn. We don't want it to be too dry. Therefore, you can use something like natural, raffia, or straw to cover the soil. To ensure it stays cool, of course, remove this after a week. I'm saying this for the initial start. For the germination of the garlic, so when will we harvest the garlic under the soil? When the green stems of the garlic turn yellow or even brown, it means they are ready to be harvested. If we planted them in the spring, the garlic will likely be mature by the end of summer. So, What will we do after harvesting the garlic? Do not wash the garlic you have pulled out. Hang them somewhere to dry for 2 weeks. The ideal temperature should already be 25 to 30 degrees. After drying, you can store them in a cool and dry place. I hope you have very nice garlic. If you liked this video, please click like and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and activate the bell to watch my next videos.